Hi, welcome back. Focal Point AFR Talk. Going to be heard Buster Wilson talking about tonight's presidential debate. President Obama has promised that he's going to be more aggressive, going to be more active. That's just a word for mean. That's what that means. President Obama is going to be as mean-spirited as he can possibly be tonight with Mitt Romney. He is going to go right up to the edge. I already read for you some time ago a survey about the quality of the ads that were done and which candidate was running the most negative ads, and Barack Obama, far and away by a considerable distance, was running more negative ads against Mitt Romney. Now, he's the one that's always calling to elevate the tone of the debate and all that kind of stuff, but he's the one that has gone negative in the ads he's run more consistently than his opponent, Mitt Romney. So I think he's going to go as mean as he can possibly go tonight. Now, it's a town hall format, as you are aware, and so the questions are going to come from 80 people that are supposed to be undecided, 80 to 100 undecided voters from Nassau County on Long Island. They were selected by the Gallup organization because, according to them, they've got no commitment to either Obama or to Romney. Nobody knows what questions will be asked or who will be among the select few chosen by Candy Crowley, but she gets to pick the questions. Now, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know for a fact that she is going to be able to see these questions before they're asked, whether she gets to pre-screen, because if she does, if she gets to decide which questions, then she's going to tilt this radically toward Barack Obama, because she's in the tank for Barack Obama. She is a cheerleader for Barack Obama. We'll play a couple of sound bites here in a minute to illustrate that. But one of the interesting things is that Heritage Foundation has poked into this, and looking at the average income of people in Nassau County, they are going to face an average of a $4,492 tax increase on January 1 because of Tax-mageddon. That is, if the Bush-era tax cuts are allowed to expire, that is, if taxes are raised on the middle class and the upper middle class, if taxes are raised, and that's what this is about. This is about either extending the current tax rates. Nobody's getting a tax cut. Nobody's talking about a tax cut. Tax cut's not on the table here. Only thing we're talking about is whether the current tax structure is extended or whether we are going to soak 98% of the households in America with a tax increase, or 88%. I think that's what the Heritage Foundation calculated. 88% of American households are going to see a tax increase if these Bush-era tax rates are allowed to expire, and the Obama administration and the Democrats in the Senate raise everybody's taxes. Now, the House doesn't want to raise taxes. They've already passed laws or passed legislation to stop these tax increases. It's the Senate, the Democrats in the Senate and President Obama, that want your taxes to go up, and these folks in Nassau County, and I'm guessing they don't have any idea what's going to hit them January 1. They've got no idea. They are absolutely clueless because they're not going to hear about this in the mainstream media, and these are uncommitted. So apparently, by definition, they don't listen to conservative media. They don't listen to alternative media. So they don't know that they're about ready to get soaked to the tune of $4,500 a year. They don't even know that that train is coming down the pike because the mainstream media wants to conceal that from them. Now, there are some problems for Barack Obama on the horizon. Looks like even the state of Pennsylvania could be in play. Now, the polling data is still in Obama's camp, but here's a piece by Katrina Trinko, and she's saying, look, in the past few days, she's gotten 3 emails, 3 of them, from the Obama campaign trying to talk her into leaving New York and into volunteering in Pennsylvania. Now, they know that New York's a lock for Obama, but apparently they are really worried about Pennsylvania and trying to recruit people to go from New York to Pennsylvania to help out. Now, here's some polling data just for what it's worth. Yesterday's battleground poll from Politico. Politico is a winger left outfit. They have Romney up 50-48 in the swing states. This is Politico. So if their polling data has Romney up 50-48, you can take that to the bank. USA Today Gallup poll has Romney up 51-46 among likely voters in the swing states, running even with women. Remember, the meme out there that the Democrats have been trying to spin is that the Republicans are waging this war on women. Well, who just threw Hillary Clinton under the bus? Who just pushed her off the platform and under the wheels of an oncoming train? Barack Obama did. Where's the war on women? It's Barack Obama waging war on his own Secretary of State, pushing her right off the platform. Where's the war on women? It's Democrats that are out there in favor of butchering half of the preborn women in America. Now, for myself, I'm for equal rights for unborn women, as well as for those that are lucky enough under liberal policies to actually draw their first breath. But right now, Romney and Obama running dead even among women, 48-48, and Romney's got a 12-point lead among men. Because men are the ones, I mean, these are the guys that still are the primary breadwinners. They still feel that responsibility more keenly than their wives. They feel that responsibility. They know that they've got to find a way to pay the bills, get food on the table, keep a roof over the heads of their wives and their children. They feel it. And by 12 points, they support Romney. They just do not want another 4 years of what we've had. So again, and these are in the swing states. Swing states now like Colorado, Florida, Iowa, Michigan, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Wisconsin. You know, and the ones that everybody says Romney's got to win, Ohio, Florida, and Virginia. And here he is up 51-46 in the swing states. So you got to believe that the Obama people can read just like I can, and they can hear just like you can, so they know their guy is in a world of hurt. Gallup's 7-day rolling average of likely voters, this is likely voters now, has Romney up 50-46. So they've got Romney at the threshold, 50-46. That's the 7-day rolling average on Gallup. And then even Daily Kos, which is, I mean, that's, you talk about winger left. These guys are off somewhere in their own orbit. They're so far left. They did a poll with Public Policy Polling, which leans left. And the question they asked, if the election was today, I think I should be subjunctive mood there. Anyway, I'll leave that to our grammarians. If the election were today, who would you vote for? And according to Daily Kos, it's Romney 50-46. So even these winger left outfits have got Romney now up on top in this deal. Now, it's interesting. There was there's been a lot of conversation about what kind of person is Barack Obama. And a lot of people have been saying, look, that guy just seems like a cold fish to me. He doesn't seem cool. He seems cold. And you look at the response to the Benghazi, I just think of Ronald Reagan's response with the Marines that were killed at the barracks. And just the tenderness and the compassion he showed to the families of the victims. I think of George Bush, the way he responded to 9/11. You could see the heartbreak in his eyes. You could see the heartbreak in his demeanor. And you look at Barack Obama the day after our ambassador and 3 Americans are killed. He's jetting off to Las Vegas, skips his daily intelligence briefing, doesn't meet with his national security team. The day after, we have an embassy in Cairo overrun and a consulate burned to the ground and 4 Americans cut down in cold blood. He doesn't even meet with his national security team. David Axelrod admitted that because he was asked by Chris Wallace, did Barack Obama meet with his national security team before he went off to Las Vegas? And David Axelrod said, well, you got to understand, he's in constant contact, meaning no, he did not meet with them. And he skipped his daily intelligence briefing that day and jetted off to Las Vegas. And, everything he does, again, I can't see into his heart. I'm just reading the tea leaves here, and to me, he looks like a cold, calculating, callous, indifferent fish. That's just the way he comes across to me. And it's interesting. Here is a piece that appeared in New York Magazine, an interview with somebody named Neera Tanden. Let's see. She was a former aide to Barack Obama. Now, she's apologizing all over herself for this, but the damage has been done. Here's what she said to the New York Magazine. The truth is Obama doesn't call anyone, and he's not close to almost anyone. It's stunning that he's in politics because he really doesn't like people, said Neera Tanden, now president of the powerful Center for American Progress. Now, Center for American Progress, those guys are so far left, they're out in the same orbit that Daily Kos is, and Daily Kos is. And she said, look, I was an aide to this guy. He doesn't like people. Said Barack Obama going into politics is sort of like becoming Bill Gates without liking computers. She said this is a stunning thing for somebody that has so little use for people to have advanced to the place that he has in American politics. Now, she sent a tweet out after the story was published saying, I was trying to say how President Obama, who I admire greatly, should be whom I admire greatly. It's the objective form of the relative pronoun there. I was trying to say how President Obama, whom I admire greatly, is a private person. But I deeply regret how I said it. She didn't say he's a private person. She said he doesn't like people. So now she's trying to put the spin on it, the best spin that she possibly can. You know, one issue from a debate that came up 2 weeks ago is this whole business about these Stafford Act waivers. Remember, Barack Obama, I don't know if I went over this with you before or not, but President Obama made a big deal in 2007 in a speech that President Bush just doesn't care about black people. That was the way you'd read it. He doesn't care about those people down in New Orleans because he wouldn't waive the Stafford Act. And then we discover he gave that speech about 2 weeks after Barack Obama had voted against the Stafford Act waiver. The Stafford Act had in fact been waived. So when Barack Obama gave that speech, he was lying through his teeth. He knew it because he voted on the bill and it passed. Only 14 senators voted against the legislation to waive the Stafford Act for Katrina. And Barack Obama was one of the 14 senators that voted against it. So this is just amazing sort of level of hypocrisy. And then it turns out that Barack Obama insisted on state and local Stafford Act funding after the Joplin, Missouri tornado. Remember, that tornado went through and wiped that place out. But it says here, President Obama decided not to waive a requirement that state and local governments contribute 25% of relief funds. Stafford Act says 10%. He wouldn't even waive it for 25% devoted to cleaning up after a tornado. He said, nope, you got to cough it up. I guess that means, according to his rubric, Barack Obama does not care that much for the race of the people that live in Joplin, Missouri. Now, when we come back, we are going to chat with Neil Mauman, good friend of this program, good friend of mine, about his book, Jesus Is Involved in Politics. Why aren't you? Why isn't your church? And a special 40-day guide leading right up to the election. We'll be back with Neil right after these words. Stay with us.
One cry. A nationwide call for spiritual